The philosophy of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. Long ago, in the ancient city of Citium on the island of Cyprus, a boy named Zeno was born. His life would change the world of philosophy forever. But his journey was not easy. It was filled with hardship, loss, and deep thinking. This is the story of how Zeno became the founder of Stoicism, one of the most important schools of thought in history. Zeno was born around 334 BCE. His father was a merchant, and from a young age, Zeno learned about trade and business. But fate had other plans for him. When he was still young, Zeno was in a shipwreck. The storm took everything, his goods, his wealth, and nearly his life. He washed up on the shores of Athens, a city known for its great thinkers. With nothing left, Zeno wandered the streets, unsure of what to do next. One day he walked into a bookstore. There, he found books about Socrates, the famous philosopher who taught people to question everything. Zeno was fascinated. He asked the bookseller where he could find a man like Socrates. The bookseller pointed to a philosopher named Crates, who happened to be passing by. Crates was a cynic, a philosopher who believed in living simply and rejecting wealth. Zeno followed him and became a student. Life as a student of philosophy was not easy. The cynics lived like beggars, owning nothing and sleeping in the streets. They believed that true happiness came from being free of material things. Zeno learned this lesson well, but he wanted more. He wanted a philosophy that was not just about rejecting the world, but about finding wisdom in it. After studying with Crates, Zeno learned from other great teachers. He listened to the Megarians who taught about logic and reason. He studied the works of Plato and Aristotle, but none of these schools fully satisfied him. He wanted a philosophy that could help people live good lives, no matter what hardships they faced. One day, while sitting under the painted porch of the Athenian marketplace, called the Stoa Poikile, Zeno began teaching his own ideas. He spoke about virtue, reason, and the importance of living in harmony with nature. People gathered to listen. His teachings were simple but powerful. He said that happiness does not come from money, fame, or pleasure. Instead, it comes from within, from living wisely and with self-control. This was the birth of Stoicism. The name came from the Stoa, the porch where Zeno taught. His followers were called Stoics. They believed that the world was ruled by Logos, a divine reason that orders everything. According to Zeno, humans must use their own reason to understand the world and accept what they cannot change. Zeno taught that there are things we control and things we do not. We control our thoughts, our actions, and our choices. We do not control the weather, other people, or fate. The key to a good life, he said, is to focus only on what we can control and let go of the rest. One of Zeno's most famous ideas was about emotions. He believed that negative emotions like anger, fear, and sadness come from false judgments. If we see the world clearly and accept it as it is, we can remain calm in any situation. This idea became central to Stoicism. Zeno lived a simple life. He ate plain food, wore old clothes, and cared little for comfort. But he was respected for his wisdom. Even kings and powerful men came to him for advice. He taught them that true strength is not in power or wealth, but in character. As the years passed, Zeno's philosophy spread. His students taught others, and Stoicism grew into one of the most important schools of thought in the ancient world. Famous Stoics like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius would later expand on his ideas. Zeno died around 262 BCE. According to legend, he tripped and fell, breaking his toe. Instead of crying out in pain, he accepted his fate calmly. He said, "Why should I resist? I am coming. Nature calls me," and he died peacefully. His legacy lived on. Stoicism became a guide for many: soldiers, leaders, slaves, and ordinary people. It taught them how to face suffering with courage, how to find peace in chaos, and how to live a life of virtue. Today, Stoicism is still relevant. People turn to its teachings to find strength in difficult times. Zeno's wisdom reminds us that we cannot control everything, but we can control how we respond. That is the heart of Stoicism, the philosophy born from a shipwreck, shaped by hardship and passed down through centuries. Zeno's story teaches us that even in loss, there is opportunity. Even in suffering, there is wisdom. And even in the simplest life, there is greatness. His philosophy does not promise an easy life, but it promises a meaningful one. And that is the greatest lesson of all.